Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at Etrailer. Today we have our Inno Roof Rack system here on our 2022 Chevrolet Malibu. Now Inno always makes solid roof racks. I'm a huge fan of their different roof racks, but you do have to pick and choose which one is the best fit for your car because it is available in the medium range as well as the wide range. What we have today is going to be the more sleek, more low profile range, with the slightly shorter bars of 54-inch and 51-inch long bars. If you're looking to carry fun things like a roof box for more cargo space or maybe some bikes because you may not have a hitch receiver, well, having a roof rack on your Malibu is going to be the next best thing because this then creates that base so that you can load it up with all kinds of stuff and things for all of your adventures. With that in mind, the reason I do prefer the Inno Roof Rack, or I suggest it as a first option, is because even though it is going to be the mid-level price point roof rack, it does offer a lot of good features, and I think it looks pretty good too. With this system, you do get a 29-inch crossbar spread. What a crossbar spread means is if you measure from the one crossbar to the other, it's going to be 29 inches apart. This is going to fit most accessories. So whether you have a roof box or you need to carry around a ladder, that's when crossbar spread is important. Double check if your accessory requires a very specific one. Because since you have a naked roof, you can't really move your crossbars around. You're pretty much fixed to that 29-inch distance. With this specific configuration of crossbars, you also don't get much overhang. So overhang is measured from the tower to the end of the bar, and that's going to be a spot where you can put clamps around. In our case, not really something you can do. If you really want to, you could check out our wider range, which has the 54 and 57-inch crossbars. That is available right here at Etrailer, installs the same way and has the same functions. I usually like bars with overhang, but for the Malibu, I actually recommend going with the shorter crossbars because if you notice right here, this is how I would get into the vehicle. If I had longer crossbars, you could see where you may bonk your head against the bar getting into the car. So just double check and make sure that if you really need the overhang, you can get the crossbars. I just don't recommend it for most situations. This does give a little bit of extra height above your vehicle. So if you measure from your roof to the bottom of the bar, you have about 3 inches of clearance. This will change because your roof does slope a little bit, but that's pretty average for clearance. It means you can carry most types of clamps. Now those that have U-bolts and wing nuts, I just would like to double check that just so that you don't accidentally scratch up your roof while installing something. On another note, the height that you now add to the top of your Malibu is from the top of the roof to the top of the crossbar, about 4 inches of height, and that's where your cargo sits. So imagine you're carrying around skis with the hull bindings. You'll make sure there's enough clearance so the bindings aren't scratching up your roof. But if you find that you do need more clearance, well, we have all kinds of accessories like ski and snowboard carriers that give you that extra height. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our crossbar, finding which one's the longer one and designating that as a front bar. We're going to go underneath and we're going to look at this track system. We're going to slide the track all the way out to the end. We're then going to get our plate and slide it out from underneath, and that's going to fit into that track. And that track then goes all the way back in. You may need to press this button until it fits into the opening. Then you're going to get your tower, and this is going to fit over that plate. And once that fits in, you're then going to squeeze on that tower, and that will allow you to slide everything through. Just like that. Now do this on both sides, and then we're going to take measurements. In your instructions, you're going to have measurements for the front and the rear bar. You're also going to have this measuring tape. So go ahead and follow those measurements. It gives you the overall measurement, but it also gives you the half measurement if you want to measure from the center point to the tower. We're going to go from that center point sticker on our crossbar to the tower. And what we are measuring to is going to be that end of the tower. So 21 5/8 of an inch is right over here. Also 550 millimeters. And once that lines up, we're going to double check the other side and then tighten things down. Use the included Allen key to secure that bolt in the center. This is supposed to thread into that plate in the crossbar. Once that's threaded and tightened down, you're then going to attach your rubber pad. Fortunately, all 4 towers use the pad 433. Notice the orientation of this rubber pad as I just pop that onto the tower. With those rubber pads, you're then able to gently place your crossbar onto your roof. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some measurements. We want to get our front crossbar 7 inches and 3/4 of an inch from that door seam. Another thing you need to keep an eye out is just to make sure that's facing the right way. You want the tall part of the tower facing forward and the tapered end of the crossbar facing back. I've used Inno Roof Racks on all of my own personal vehicles just because I really like how they fit. Even the one with the naked roof fit is usually really good. But in the case of our Malibu here, while the instructions say to put the longer bar in the front and the shorter bar in the back, I personally would swap it around just because I did notice a little bit of a discrepancy in the overhang. If you've noticed that with your own setup and you want to switch it around, while I would switch it around, always check with Inno, especially because you want to make sure you have the right fit for your specific Malibu. The next step is to get your hook, and we're going to put this over our tower. We're then going to get this bolt. Now this was pre-installed into the tower, so you may have to take that out if you can't find it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tighten this down by hand just until our hook makes contact with our car. Go to the other side and I do the same thing with the hook, where I go all the way up to the car, but then I go just a little bit further. I then go back and forth tightening down the hooks. You will want to do it this way, that way you're not pulling the whole system one way to the other, but you're equally tightening down your roof rack on both sides. The torque you're using is going to be a torque tool, meaning that once you get to the required tension, it's going to click just like that. That will help prevent over tightening and also let you know when it's time to stop. Once you've tightened everything down, then that hook sits flush against your vehicle. You're able to slam the door on it, no problem. In fact, looking close at this has very minimal movement of the weather strip, and I feel really good about that fit. Now we're going to finish off the job by putting the end cap on to the crossbar. There is a left and right end cap, so don't get that mixed up. Then we're going to put the end cap onto the tower. Now your towers do come with lock cores included. You don't have to buy them separately. So just get your keys, turn them, and that will secure the end cap. You do get 2 keys, plus all 4 towers are keyed alike. Today you just watched the installation and review of the Inno Roof Rack with the 51 and the 54-inch Aero crossbars with the through feet and custom fit kit for your Chevrolet Malibu. And if you're looking for anything to put on top of your roof rack, whether it's kayak carriers or ski and snowboard carriers, well, I don't know if you knew, but we have them available right here at Etrailer. But today, hopefully this roof rack video helped you out. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed this journey on the 2022 Chevrolet Malibu.